Hello there. I'm Gino, and I have been building SaaS applications for the past year or so. Been documenting that whole journey here on YouTube, but in that time, I have incurred some costs, and I just want to go over those costs with y'all so you can see how much I have spent and lost so far. But just more so, give an idea of what you might expect to spend if you're building applications and hosting them somewhere on the internet. I've definitely spent money on things that I wish I hadn't spent, and hopefully you can take those as a lesson for yourself. The two applications that I've built so far are Dinnerbee, which is a meal planning application for couples and families, and most recently Dev Dispatch, which is a real-time job board for remote US-based software engineers. And so the costs that I'm about to show you will be holistic of those two applications over the past year or so. So let's hop right into it. These categories will go from smallest spend up to the largest amount of spend, and then I'll show a grand total at the end as well. So the first category that we're going to talk about is OpenAI. And so as you can see, this is a very small category. The past year, I've only spent $5.32 on this. And so this was just a small cost to use the API and purchase a set amount of tokens up front, which they make you do. I haven't even used nearly the amount of tokens that I have purchased. And currently I just use this in my application Dinnerbee. More specifically, I have a feature inside of the application where users can enter in a website URL. And if that is a recipe URL, it gathers up all the information needed for that recipe, including ingredients and directions, and then creates a recipe inside of Dinnerbee. I'm not currently using the OpenAI API inside of Dev Dispatch, but that might change in the future. But at the moment, like I said, this is a very small cost. Moving on to the second category, and this is Midjourney. And so this is a monthly subscription. I believe I had it for only 2 months, which is why it is only about $20. And I think, yeah, so about $10 a month. But I was mainly using this to create images for the landing page for Dinnerbee and also the logo for Dinnerbee. I used it for a handful of other things throughout that time, but I kind of got what I needed after those 2 months, and maybe I didn't need to pay for it, maybe I did, but that's in the past. I got what I needed out of it, and now I can move on. Alrighty, next category is AWS, and so this is cost for a variety of services that I use inside of AWS, and you can see that this cost is only $41.04 at the moment. This cost is going to go up a good amount as I continue to work on Dev Dispatch because I have a lot of the infrastructure for that application on AWS. I only have a couple of resources for Dinnerbee running out of AWS, so I have a single Lambda function, and then I use Secrets Manager to manage API keys. And so before Dev Dispatch came along, I was paying like maybe 10 cents a month on AWS, but in the first month or two, I've definitely incurred a good amount of costs on hosting different things, including my database servers and scheduled tasks that I do for Dev Dispatch. And if you want a more in-depth breakdown of how I did the entire architecture for that application, you can check out my last video, and I'll leave that linked up above. The next two categories that I have here are, I'm going to show them at the same time because these are two other SaaS applications that I subscribe to for either 1 month or a few months to try and do some research and validation for a potential idea that I wanted to build but have not actually gone around and built yet. The product that I was thinking of building was something for YouTube creators, and so these two SaaS applications allow you to find creators in a specific niche or that are similar to a different channel. And I was looking to gather a list of potential people that I could reach out to see if they would be interested in this idea. Like I said, I have not gone through with that, so in theory, both of these are kind of wasted costs. I actually did also use SimilarTube to try and curate a list of YouTube influencers I could work with who might be interested in sponsoring Dinnerbee, and so I'll go into that a little bit more at the end of this video. Moving on, we got Heroku, and so Heroku's sitting right around $90 at the moment, and honestly, I love Heroku. I've talked about it in some of my architecture videos. It makes it incredibly easy to host various aspects of your application. So for myself, I host my servers on Heroku, and I also have a Postgres database instance running for Dinnerbee. It can be as simple as connecting your Heroku application over to your GitHub repository, and everything kind of just syncs up really nice. Your code ends up running on AWS infrastructure under the hood, and Heroku kind of just extrapolates a lot of the complexities that come with hosting yourself and give you just a nice, easy interface with very few options that you can get things up and running very, very quickly. I started building Dinnerbee back in, I want to say, yeah, summer of 2024. And so now we're in summer 2025. I started hosting it in November of 2024. So this is the past about 8 months or so of hosting. And as you can see, the costs are very minimal. there are ways to keep it down even more. And for more concrete numbers, to run each of these servers for each of the application, it's $7 each per month. And then the Postgres instance that I have running for Dinnerbee is only $5 a month. So this will continue to grow most likely over time as I continue to add more SaaS applications to my portfolio. But like I said, there are also ways to keep this down even more, which I would love to go into at a future video. All right, so this next cost is something that I wish I had not done, and I am happy to impart my failures onto you. So this cost is for Fiverr, and I paid 2 different people on Fiverr to essentially do some research for me. What I was looking for was back to the validation that I was trying to do for this potential SaaS application that I was going to build for YouTube creators. Is I said, hey, can you go out and try and find around 500 channels that are in this niche and have like these certain set of parameters? And it was pretty specific, but I definitely thought it would be doable, but I didn't want to do it myself. And I said, hey, maybe I can just pay someone on Fiverr to do this for me. Go do a bunch of research, and then I can do the validation, reach out to these people, and see if they would be interested in this application. I paid 2 different people about $75, $80 to do this, and I was expecting to get around 500 to 1,000 different channels that I could reach out to. And between the 2 of them, I only ended up with maybe 80 to 100 that actually met the criteria that I was looking for. And a lot of the channels just honestly ended up not being what I was looking for. So I would say this $150 was just completely wasted. I don't think I got anything out of the data that they sent back to me. So in the future, if you are trying to do validation, and you don't always have to do like a crazy amount of validation for your application, but in this case, I was trying to, I would definitely take a different approach. I think I would be fine with doing something more manual where I have to go out and do a bunch of manual work, but at least I know that the data that I'm getting is what I am looking for and what I need to do this validation. So yeah, in the future, we'll definitely be taking a different approach. All right, on to the final category, and this is by far the biggest expense that I have incurred so far in this SaaS journey, and that is on sponsorships. And really, I should say sponsorship, singular, not plural, because this was a single sponsorship that I paid for a YouTube influencer to promote Dinnerbee. And if you're interested in a full video on this whole experience of finding the influencer, working with them, and having them finally deliver the ad on their video, I would be more than happy to make that. So just leave a comment down below if you're interested in that. So this was a one-time payment of $500, and it did net me some sales, which was pretty cool, but it definitely did not recoup the entire cost. This is something that I wanted to do and wanted to try out for a long time, but I think I wish I had started with a smaller influencer up front just to figure out how the whole entire process works. And there were definitely a lot of things that I learned from that experience that I want to take into my future sponsorships. So I would say this $500 was definitely not a waste. I didn't see it like that at all. And like I said, I also got some sales out of it, which was really awesome to see some users coming into the platform, seeing them start to use it, and gives you that boost of encouragement that you need to keep on building your applications, because it can be difficult when nobody is using them, but you see a little bit of progress. Even though I lost a lot of money, it can still be a huge motivating factor to continue to build things. Alrighty, so you can see the final cost at the bottom there is $925 over the last year or so. And obviously, the bulk of that is from that one sponsorship, and then some wasted money on Fiverr hiring people to do things that I probably should not have done. So if you look solely at like infrastructure costs and hosting, and oh, actually I forgot about URLs. So I bought 2 domains, and those were about $10 each, so you can tack that on somewhere. But even that's hardly anything, right? And it costs about $10 a year. Just buy that off namecheat.com. And you can see that this doesn't really have to cost a whole lot. Granted, I don't have crazy traffic coming in, so these numbers might be a little more if I had a lot of users. But honestly, the way that I have things set up, they're perfectly capable of scaling up to thousands of users without really having to increase my infrastructure costs at all. So I think that is really exciting and encouraging for someone who doesn't want to spend a lot of money but wants to build things and wants to have the option of selling that. But that's about all I got. I'm excited to make this video again in another year and see what my costs look like a year from now. Hopefully they're more with more profit. I will say the amount of money that I've made back from all this is only about $72. So you know what? We got some sales. And that's all from Dinnerbee. Dev Dispatch is launching this month at the end of July. So I will leave a link down below if you want to sign up for the waitlist for that. I will be releasing in a couple weeks. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you found this interesting and maybe enlightening, and you can learn from some of the mistakes and things that I wish I probably hadn't spent money on. Definitely like the video and subscribe if you're into building SaaS and you want to see all the behind the scenes of building, selling. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.